Well, what's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit longer than usual. I'm going to combine some of the individual fundamentals that we've gone over in past videos into one day one experience that you should be focusing on Stranded Deep. The reason I'm doing this is this game can be a little non-linear. It doesn't give you a lot of direction, and some players can find that frustrating at times. So hopefully this video will ease some of those frustrations, tell you what the hell to do next, and at least what to focus on in the very beginning to ensure a pretty good next couple of days. So if you like what you see, give it a like and a sub. Let's get rolling. Day one. And here we are. So on day one, we have our raft. I have a couple of videos that go over some tips and tricks to know about the raft. Go ahead and check those out. If not, you've already got the basics down pat. Go ahead and grab your paddle, and we want to head on to our nearest island. Oh wow, look at that. We got a freighter ship right next door. That is a nice spawn point. A lot of people like to move around to maybe a bigger island right off the rip, but I am not one of those people. I like going ahead straight to the starter island and getting set up with some supplies. Makes my playthrough a little bit easier, and also helps for the purposes of our video. Right click on the mouse and walk backwards, so you can go ahead and drag your raft up, because you certainly don't want your raft leaving you while you're preparing your setup. So first things first, try not to get bit by crabs. Second thing second, go ahead and pick up everything that's loose on the island. Do a little walkthrough. You don't need to walk inland just yet. Just spend the time going around and collecting any loose debris that is on the outside of the island. That includes rock, scrap, metal. We're going to go ahead and continue with the tutorials on the top left, just so that we clear those off as well. C for your crafting menu. Go ahead and open those up. It's saying to craft a stone tool from the crafting menu. Take this time to go ahead and let you know. Hold down C for your quick craft menu, hover over it, and then let up on C, and you'll be able to quickly quick craft items that you have all the resources for in your inventory. Let's go ahead and grab our stone tool that we just got, because we're going to also collect pine saps, fibrous leaves as we're going here, because we're going to need to make rope, and that is going to be annoying with two swings here, so we're not. Ooh, we got potatoes. We'll do a little farming here in the next couple of days. But again, we're just going to go ahead and collect as many resources as we can and go ahead and stack it up by wherever we decide to put our shelter. Ooh, I'm already out of inventory space. We want to be able to see our resources. So go ahead here and drop all your resources that you just spent your time collecting all in a neat pile. That way when you go to make anything, you have your resources at your disposal all. Oh damn it, didn't mean to do that. This is just a basic quick grab that we did walking around the island, so we're ready to kind of go through a little bit of these tutorials with some basic resources that we have available to us. So it's telling us to go ahead and make the refined knife. You can go ahead and right click on your inventory or on your crafting inventory to pin it to the top left. As it's telling you, we're just going to go in through there. And we want to make some rope. Do I not have 4 fibrous leaves? I don't. That's going to be annoying. So let's go ahead and we're going to make some rope. Quick tip, you do not have to pick things up. You can just stand near them and it will mark as it's in your inventory, which will become very helpful moving forward as things require quite a bit more. One of the first things that you're going to want to spam grab as much as possible is the fibrous leaf. So you want to go find a plant like this, a little yucca tree. And in those trees, we'll get our harvesting bonus up. So now we'll start harvesting a little bit faster. But these yucca trees, as you can see, drop a ton of fibrous leaves. And those will become, we'll grab that so we can eat that later. They will grow back. Same with the small little plants you see throughout the island. Like here, these little saplings, they'll continue to grow into smaller trees where you can harvest sticks from. So you want to try and grab them while they're fibrous leaves. Also, if there's any little spots like this, you want to look for the pippy plant, because if you get bit by a snake, that's how you're going to make the antidote. So those are some other things you want to look for. Okay, oh, and another one. Don't mind if I do. All right, so I think we've got enough to get started. I think I'm going to use this beach here as my home base. I know I already put my materials over there, but I'm going to put my shelter on that beach over there, kind of pointing towards the ship to keep myself oriented. So what do we want to do first? We want to build an axe. We're going to need to do that. So in order to do that, we need some stone tools. So we'll go ahead and quick craft 2 of those. And then we're going to need to quick craft some rope. And then we're going to quick craft our crude axe. Hopefully that made sense to what we just did. Again, as I told you before, you don't have to put the materials in your inventory. As long as you're standing nearby, they will count. So our axe is done. The reason I did the axe is because I'm going to need it for the water still when I go to need the palm fronds. Now we're going to build our shelter. So shelter is also same thing. We're going to need our rope. So I think I should have enough, because I just did the fibrous leaves to build our rope. We're going to want to cut down a palm tree. We're going to pick a little one. Maybe it'll work. Let's see. Alright, so palm tree's down. Go ahead and go to the head of the palm tree and chop off the palm fronds. You're going to need 4 of those, as it shows up in the top left there, in order to make your shelter. And go ahead and chop up this wooden log, because you'll get your sticks right out of it as well. The reason I went with a smaller palm tree is because right here in the beginning, it takes a long time to chop up the trees, and a bigger tree you actually have to chop in half first before you can make sticks. So I look for the smaller ones first. Just makes things a little bit easier. We should have enough now to build the shelter, which we're going to go ahead and drop right here. And next off, we want to go for a fire. So we'll go ahead and do a fire pit, but first off, we're going to need sticks to do the fire. And for that, we're going to chop down some smaller trees. We're going to need sticks as well for kindling, so I'm going to go ahead and chop down a couple of them. Another fibrous leaf, I will take it. Let's head on over to our shelter, where we're going to build a fire pit. For cooking purposes, we're going to want it to be away so we can actually walk around it. So we'll put our fire, we'll go ahead and do it here so we're not stepping all over it. And then we're also going to build a fire pit right around it so that hopefully it stops us from walking onto the fire. Now, in order to start your fire, you need a tool, which is kindling. So we've made our kindling, and it's going to work like a tool. So just hold E to light it, and it's going to tell you to press right and left on the mouse buttons. And there, bang, fire's lit. It's nice that the kindling works as a tool, so you don't have to continue to make it. You just keep it near the fire, and whenever you need to use it, feel free. Now that the shelter and the fire pit's been made, we're going to move on to the water still. Go ahead and ping that up. So we're going to need to make the coconut flask first, which in your crafting menu up on the top left, you'll see consumables. Go ahead and click consumables and click on the coconut flask. You'll see that you need 1 coconut and 1 rope. So we're going to quick spawn a rope. Now we're going to go to the axe, which I don't think we're going to need to do much because the coconut will work right here. So we've already got what we need. We dropped a coconut out of the palm trees. If you don't have it, you can just walk up to a palm tree and climb it. Space to climb, and you'll actually climb, and you can pick a coconut right off the top of the tree. We didn't need to do that, so we'll just go ahead and quick spawn our coconut flask. Now our craftsmanship has leveled up to level 2, which will allow us to build our water still. Go ahead and pin the water still to the top of the menu here, and you want to run back over to our supplies. Hopefully you didn't do what I did and all your supplies will be in one spot, and we're actually going to put this bad boy right here. Now that we've done that, we have our water still, our shelter, and our fire, and we've still got a little bit to spare, which is nice. So what I would recommend doing is go ahead and collect a couple of palm fronds, because you're going to need a lot of fiber for your water still. The water still takes some fiber, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to continue farming fiber when you're actually thirsty. I like to kind of cut down a couple of palm trees, stack a couple of palm fronds right next to the water still, and that way every time you're thirsty, it's available to you. So just a little bit of a helpful hint. You want to equip your fiber and go ahead and add it holding E, and you'll see that bar fill up all the way to the top. Once it's all the way filled, it is now collecting to the maximum. Go ahead and drop any excess palm fronds that you have right next to the water still, as I said earlier. That way you don't have to go collecting as you take a drink. You'll be able to just refill your fiber load. As the sun is now setting, we can see that our entire setup is actually we're in really good position here to get moving. So hopefully it should be a pretty good Let's Play. So go ahead and hit that notification bell, and you'll be able to see when we do day 2, 3, and beyond. Hopefully this helped. If it did, let me know, guys. Have a good one.